What's up everybody, welcome to Money Management channel. My name is Andrei and today I'm gonna be doing an update on MMTLP and FINRA saga.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up.
And for today's video, guys, I have basically just two news. One of them is the huge step towards the resolution through the non-litigation path. And I will explain you why it is so important. And I have to admit that I am surprised that these steps was made by the person who also pursued the litigation path to the resolution. On top of that, guys, I will show you how FINRA lies in their own statements, and what is more importantly, I will show you how we can use this information in our litigation processes or in our path through the Congress. So, and before we dive deep into all of this, guys, please hit the like button for YouTube algorithm and drop me a line in the comment section if you think my videos are valuable for you. And let's begin today's video with the number of signatures that was made by MMTLP community members under this open letter, under this petition that was written by Daniel. And I have to admit that slowly but surely we have 350 signatures under this document. And guys, let me remind you that the last day when you can sign this open letter is the January 31st. This means you have basically less than 1 week to sign this petition if you support Daniel and if you support the petition itself. So, and let me show you more news from Daniel's side. Just 7 hours ago he wrote this. It's a long shot, but I've emailed both offices, and just for kicks, I'm mailing this to 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue 2. After the flurry of emails to senators and representatives, it hit me. If we've come this far, might as well go all the way. And he added 2 letters. And guys, it is very important to read these letters because these letters were addressed to Donald J. Trump and to J.D. Vance. And let me show you these letters in details. So they are quite similar, I would say, and I will show you the only difference that he made in the second letter. But first of all, let me show you this one. To the Honorable Donald J. Trump, President of the United States. Congratulations on your recent victory and inauguration. I hope this letter finds you in good health and high spirits. I write to you today not as your Commander-in-Chief's loyal and dedicated U.S. Army soldier serving with pride for 27 years, but as a concerned citizen, family man, and investor with 3 young children. While I am deeply committed to serving my country, I am writing this letter in my personal capacity to bring to your attention a pressing issue that has left tens of thousands of American investors in financial and emotional distress. The unresolved crisis surrounding the December 9, 2022 trading halt and subsequent deletion of the metamaterials Torchlight preferred shares MMTLP ticker. These events orchestrated by the Financial Industry Regulatory Authority and compounded by the inaction of the Securities and Exchange Commission and the Depository Trust Clearing Corporation have exposed significant vulnerabilities in our financial regulatory framework. Despite over 56,000 investors, and this is the typo, definitely 65,000 investors, complaints and 2 congressional inquiries led by Representative Ralph Norman in December 2023 and Representative Pete Sessions June 2024, there has been no meaningful response or action to address the systemic failings that led to the MMTLP crisis. Investors have been left in financial limbo, unable to reconcile their holdings or access their rightful assets, while regulatory bodies have remained silent. The systemic issues extend beyond individual harm. This crisis has eroded public trust in U.S. financial markets and highlighted deficiencies in regulatory oversight. Synthetic shares, settlement discrepancies, and failures to deliver are just some of the unresolved issues that demand immediate attention. The affected investors are not only seeking justice for themselves, but also advocating for the integrity of our markets and the restoration of faith in our regulatory institutions. As the leader of our nation, your support is vital in ensuring a resolution to this matter. I respectfully request your assistance in 1. Urging Congress to hold a public hearing akin to those held during the GameStop controversy to investigate the systemic failures surrounding MMTLP and to provide a platform for affected investors to voice their concerns. 2. Supporting the enforcement of prior congressional inquiries and demanding accountability from FINRA, the SEC, and the DTCC. Advocating for a Government Accountability Office investigation into the regulatory lapses that have exacerbated this crisis. 4. Advocating for Department of Justice investigation into potential criminal activities, including market manipulation and the creation of synthetic shares. 5. Encouraging legislative reforms to strengthen oversight mechanisms for self-regulatory organizations like FINRA. This matter is more than a financial issue. It is a question of justice and the fundamental trust that underpins our democratic and economic systems. I am also in the process of disseminating an open letter to lawmakers, media outlets and advocacy groups to build a broader coalition for action. I believe your voice and influence can be pivotal in accelerating efforts to resolve this crisis and restore public confidence in our markets. I understand that as the leader of the free world, you have thousands of priorities competing for your attention. However, one phone call or email from your office could change the tide for 65,000 investors who have endured 2 years of being dismissed, ignored, and left to endure significant fiscal and emotional damage. I have attached a copy of the executive summary of the open letter for your review. This letter is being sent to the senators of the U.S. Senate Committee on Finance through our respective elected senators and representatives from our home states. I thank you for your time and consideration and remain hopeful for your support in this critical matter. Respectfully, Daniel Oxler. So, guys, I have to admit that it is very important to have this type of letter, and in the comment section you can see that there's a lot of people who support Daniel in these letters. On top of that, guys, let me show you, wait a second, I will show you the second letter that was addressed to J.D. Vance. And the only difference is pretty much in one paragraph. It is the second one. Your previous engagement with this matter, specifically your September 26, 2023 letter to SEC Chairman Gary Gensler, highlighted the need for transparency and accountability regarding FINRA's trading halt and the resulting challenges faced by tens of thousands of investors. As you aptly noted, investors continue to struggle for clarity on these events, the underlying spin-off transaction, and the subsequent trading limitations imposed by FINRA and the SEC. Unfortunately, despite your efforts and those of other lawmakers, there has been no meaningful resolution. And yes, guys, J.D. Vance back in September of 2023 wrote his letter and his demand to Gary Gensler and SEC, and he asked for the clarity in this case. But unfortunately, we didn't have any results from this side, and for now, guys, because of that letter, we can argue to J.D. Vance that he was already involved in this case, and that is how I think we have more chances to see quite successful results from this path. On top of that, guys, take a look right here. So he also added this tweet 1 hour ago. POTUS and VP letters attached. It's a long shot, but I've emailed both offices. And guys, take a look right here. Wait a second, I will show you. Well, this tweet that was written by Van Doo 23 hours ago. And let me quote this in details. Now, this special note right here has been proven false in my opinion. The following email exchanges in the images after it showed Greg McCabe attempting to resolve the MMTLP and NBH issues. This beef against the CEOs because they work in silence, so they don't get sued, is ridiculous. I'm not for it. Burda has said his piece too and has done his part. I do not think this is a viable strategy, gathering everyone to speculate a theory for resolution, when a path forward that is irrefutable is already on the board. And guys, this is quite a common opinion, but let me show you what did Daniel respond. He said, "It's all good, maybe my standards are too high or my expectations unreasonable, but I gave everyone around 2 years to figure this out. I don't see them as a villains, as some do, but results matter. Your perspective has merit, but I stand by what I said." And Daniel is 100% correct. He didn't do anything for almost 2 years. And John Burda, Greg McCabe and other people had a lot of time to settle the problem, but for some reasons they didn't do anything, and I have to admit that during these 2 years the only result that we have is that they canceled the S1 statement, they canceled the new corporation that was had to be an additional dividend for the MMTLP shareholder. On top of that, NextBridge Hydrocarbons lost the Orogrande property. And here you can see several screenshots of the letters that basically was written by Greg McCabe, and Van Do thinks that these letters is the evidence and is the proof that C-level executives tried to solve the problem. But guys, take a look right here. You can see that these letters were written, the most recent one was written on April 15th of 2024. And since then, guys, we don't have any updates from Greg McCabe with the positive news. The only news that we had is basically they stopped to pay for the Orogrande Basin, and that is why NextBridge Hydrocarbons lost their property. And I think for now, the intrinsic value of NBH shares, the real value of NBH shares is close to zero. That is why, guys, we have some kind of snapshot of the value that was frozen back in December of 2022 by U3 halt. And from that point, from the point right before the U3 halt, we have to use that intrinsic value of NextBridge Hydrocarbons and start to evaluate the value of the shares at the snapshot moment. So, and let me show you another quite interesting update, at this time from Steph. Steph wrote this in regards to the FINRA's statements, and he wrote, "Odd. In 2023, Dredi from FINRA said trading data was too burdensome to collect, or how it contains complex and difficult information to understand. Oh, didn't he also say something about confidential private information? Or how it's never given out to third parties other than the SEC? Strange how contradictory your statements are, made by being deposed compared to what was possible in 2022. Sincerely, MMTLP Army." Postscriptum. Special shout out to Patty and Sarah, might appreciate you both. And he added several screenshots. Let me show you this in details. It is the highlighted information from the FINRA's statements that FINRA made in different letters or in responses to the lawsuits. So, 1. Responding to the appellant's overboard request would impose an undue burden upon respondent. Next one. Blue sheet data contains highly sensitive and confidential information. As demonstrated below in the trial court, blue sheet data contains highly sensitive and confidential information, which must be reviewed and redacted prior to production. On top of that, he published this one. See FINRA Rules 8211, 8213. Blue sheet data provides detailed transactional data regarding a specific security for specific dates that are relevant to ongoing investigations. Dredi AFF. Relevant facts relating to the blue sheet's data are undisputed. here is the highlighted part. The data submitted by clearing firms could reveal the confidential trading approach of firms and their customers, and it includes confidential, personal, financial, and identifying information for individual and other investors such as names, social security numbers, address information, and brokerage account numbers, R538. Respondent does not make bluesheet data publicly available, and it does not voluntarily disclose bluesheet data to third party except the SEC. And the last one, bluesheet data is complex and difficult to understand without significant knowledge, training, and experience. And let me show you another part that is contradicting to other parts of these statements, and it is also official statement of SEC. So I'm writing in response to the third-party subpoena served on FINRA in the above reference case, the subpoena. Data. The data includes one Excel spreadsheet that contains trade data for, as here you can see the blacked out name of the company, for the period from, and again blacked out period, through and including another time period, for the following trades, of exchange trades through, again, blacked out information. And here is the highlighted part. Please be advised that the trade data FINRA collects and maintains is only at the firm level. Data disclosing detailed account level information can be obtained from broker-dealers involved in the transactions. The reference materials. The reference materials file contains the following reference material to assist you in your understanding and interpretation of the data. So guys, on the one hand they say that no one can understand this data, but on the other hand they can say and they can send so-called reference materials that might help understand this data in details. On top of that, guys, Steph also added several more screenshots. So, FINRA has not identified any personal and confidential information in this production. So, how it is even possible that on the one hand they said there is a lot of, let me show you right here again, there is a lot of essential and basically here the direct speech. It includes confidential, personal, and financial and identifying information for individuals and other investors. And at the same time, they said that it doesn't have any confidential information. On top of that, the next part, here is the off-exchange trade data. And they cannot, at the same time, they stated that they cannot provide this information. And this is the pure evidence that FINRA lied in their own statements, and they still want to cover their actions in order not to be accountable for this, for the results of these actions. And that is why, guys, we are here and we are fighting till the very end.
And guys, let me tell you my personal story. I have a wife and 2 children aged 11 and 15, as well as a small dog. After 30 years of living in Russia near the Baikal Lake, we decided to move. Now we reside in Serbia. Although I don't own any MMTLP shares, I invest a lot of time creating daily MMTLP videos. I have been doing this every day without days off and holidays for more than 1.5 years. Now I wish to buy back this time from my family, from my children. We've agreed that I will ask the MMTLP community to support me, and I will give all the money to the children. Therefore, if you believe that I am providing useful content for you and wish to support me, you can join my Patreon account. For $5 a month, I will add your name to my list of supporters if you wish. Thank you in advance. The link you can find in the description below. So, I think that's all information that I want to provide you. If you like my video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel, and see you guys and girls next time. Bye!
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gone live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm back.